Hello, hi, welcome back to Crochet Society HQ. If you have not been here before, this is our office. This is where the arguably magic happens. It's where I sit behind my laptop and answer emails all day. Hi Donna, welcome. So yeah, let me know in the chat if you can see me, you can hear me, check that all of that stuff is working, so that I know that you're here and I'm not just talking to myself, which is usually what I'm doing at this time of the day in the office. So if you've not joined us before, if you have absolutely no idea at all what's going on, this is Crochet Society. We are a bi-monthly crochet subscription box. Every 2 months, a lovely box full of crochet goodness will drop through your door. And it will include yarn, goodies, patterns, all that good stuff, as well as we also do videos to support you with all of the patterns that are in the box as well. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. Sounds like the sound's good. Everyone can hear me. Fabulous. We can get cracking on too. So this, up until now, we've always worked with the brilliant, fantastic Sarah Jane of Bella Coco Crochet. Up until box 41 was her last box. So this is the first box that we've done without her. She is off doing even more fantastic, fabulous things. So if you see her out in the wild anywhere, please give her my love. She is just the best, and she has the cutest little girls in the entire world. So yeah, this is the first box without Sarah Jane, and I thought it was only fair that I do the first one myself, because I've been working on Crochet Society since day one, pretty much. Sometimes more involved than others, but I was hoping that because I've known you guys a little bit for a while, I was hoping that I'd be able to give you a box that you'd really, really love, because I've been listening to you for all these years, and I think we've done it. So box 42 is my box, which is this one. It was shipped out to subscribers at the beginning of the month, and according to all of our tracking and everything, most people have got it now. I know there's some folks who don't have it yet, particularly international. If you're in the UK and you still don't have your box, keep an eye on it, and if it doesn't arrive pretty soon, get in touch with customer service. But I didn't want to wait to unbox this one too long, because I'm really excited about it. And from what I've heard, everyone else is excited about it, and I want you to be able to share your makes in the group and all of that kind of stuff, which we kind of hold out on until after the unboxing. So are we ready? Is everyone ready to open it? Oh, thank you. Buffy says, you did listen to us. Well done. It's a fabulous box. Thank you so much. Honestly, I cannot tell you how much it's meant to me to see all of your comments. Like, you've had me in tears multiple times. Yeah, so here it is. This is the outside of the box. So there's a little bit of gold here and there, but it's a very kind of hippy dippy kind of box, which is, you know, it can be in my vibe. I can't help it. It's the way I was raised. So ready for the good old Velcro. We'll get it nice and close to the mic. And go with opening the top, and it says, "You are a child of the universe," which I explain it in the booklet. But this comes from a poem called Desiderata, which is by Max Ehrmann. It is hippy dippy nonsense, but I think there's a lot of truth in it, and it's something that I've always kind of lived by. You know, I'm not a person of faith or anything like that, but when in doubt, honestly, you can't go wrong with going back to Desiderata. It has some very wise words in it, and I feel like it's an inherent part of my psyche in the way that for a lot of people, like prayers and things like that, it's just, I know it inside out, backwards. It's part of kind of who I am. So I was like, well, if I'm doing a box that's me, that's something that I can hook onto to tie all the way through the box. So that's what's inside. You are a child of the universe. And it was kind of, you know, it had like a big surge of popularity during the 60s and 70s so it kind of tied in with the visual vibe that I wanted to go for. So then we come to the tissue. I've had to steal someone else's box because I had opened and used the yarn from all of the boxes that I get. Because you can see I get sort of several samples of all of the boxes to check that they're right all the way along the or at every stage along the way. I'd opened all of mine. So I've just had to go and steal this from someone else's desk. But as you can see, this one is absolutely chock full of yarn. And the yarn is from Signet. So for those of you who don't know, Signet is a small yarn company that's based just over the hills from us here, over in Yorkshire. It's headed up by just one of my favorite people in the yarn industry, Katie. Every time I go for a meeting with her, it's the best time. We're like, I just think she's fantastic. She's really, really good at what she does. She's really passionate. It's affordable yarn, but it's coming from a small business. So it's, I thought, if I can pick anyone to include in this box, I want to be able to get as much yarn as possible. So I wanted to go for someone where we would be able to afford 300 grams of yarn from them. But I wanted it to be a business that I really, really believe in if it's going to go in my box. So yeah, this is Signet Colour Rush DK, which it's a really good standard DK weight. So it'll work to like any standard DK pattern that you've got, but it's got like a long, slow colour change in every ball. So this one is called Waterfall. You get one waterfall. And another one in sort of a blue and purple tone. This is Violet Ice. Look how squishy it is. And then just bringing the sunshine. This one is called Dust Storm. So you've got those three colours together, which I ummed and ahed. I was like, will these three colours together work? I don't know. But I went for it, and I think the patterns have worked out. So we'll get on to looking at those in a bit. So then we go on to our booklet, which for this one, I've been hearing kind of conflicting things about how you guys want the booklet. So we've tried this one without a spine on it, because some people like to have them all on the shelf and be able to see what they are, and which needs a spine. But some people like to be able to open it fully, which means no spine. So we tried this one without a spine. The following one, by the way, has already been printed, and it's got a spine, unfortunately, because that was before we heard your feedback, which was resoundingly positive for taking away the spine. So this one opens completely, and I thought I would take advantage of the fact that it opens completely to put something in the center spread. So we've got a print of Desiderata. If, like me, you are a hopeless hippie and you want to put it on your wall, so you'll be able to, if you want to, you can pull this out and just pin it on your wall, which I have done. So take a little look at the book itself. So you can see there's patterns from me, but also from Victoria Tizer and Lauren Willis, who are two fantastic designers. So this is what's in the booklet. I've heard quite a few of you say you've already bought more of the yarn. So we come to, should we look at the contents of the book before we go on to the patterns? We should probably look at the contents of the box. Let's do that and then we'll come back to the patterns. Okay. So, you know you get a hook. You get a hook. So this one's got a lovely cool like swirly pattern. Quite a few of you saying you bought more of the yarn. You always get a stitch marker. So this is your stitch marker for this box. A little flower to tie in with the box design. Oh, and those are the things you always get. And we always get, pretty much always do a little packet of toy eyes, which I will come on to later. And then we've got, because I don't know about you, I can never find stitch markers. I have hundreds of thousands of the things. Whenever you need one, is there one there? No. So, box of light bulb stitch markers, which is my favorite type of, if you've got like more sort of generic stitch markers, the light bulb ones are my favorites. So, nice box full of them. Put them in every pocket. And another thing that I'm always losing is tape measure. So this one says, "Be cheerful," which is a quote from a line from Desiderata again. And then we have an enamel pin badge. Again, I wasn't expecting these to come in plastic bags. All of the samples that I got did not have them in plastic bags. We're feeding that back to the supplier because I don't want that extra plastic. But what we've got here is a little enamel pin badge, which when you open it up, it says "Be happy" on the pin badge, which is, again, from the poem. And then the final thing in here is a little project bag that says "Be gentle with yourself," which again is from the poem. It's very important to be gentle with yourself, because life can be tough and other people can be harsh on you and life can be harsh on you. There's no need for you to be harsh on you, Be gentle with yourself. I think it's important. So yeah, we've got the eyes, the hook, the pin badge, the tape measure, the light bulb stitch markers, the fancy stitch marker. I say nothing that's kind of unusual, or I think some things that probably we've done before in the box and things like that, but just things that I know I personally always need more of. So I was kind of selfish on this one, and I hope that you guys agree with my selfishness. Oh, thank you, Sean. Sean says she loves the box. So let's get on to the patterns. So the reason I wanted 300 grams of yarn and for it to be a yarn that you would be able to buy more of is that I wanted to do a blanket, because we're all crocheters. We know the appeal of a blanket. So this is mine. I got all of this out of the yarn in the box, so that's the size of it in real life. I actually had some yarn left over. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't overstretching the yarn so that other people wouldn't be able, because sometimes with different tension and things like that, I didn't want people to be running out. So do you want to know a secret? Not all of my ends are woven in, even the ones that Jenny did for me. So Jenny, who's the editor of Crochet Now, she wove in a lot of the ends for me. I am going to actually extend this blanket because I want it to be like a proper like sofa blanket. So I'm probably going to do as much again and just make it wider. So just extend it like this way from here, if that makes sense. But it's it's big enough, definitely for a baby blanket, definitely for a lap blanket, things like that. Oh, you are making me feel much better, Gabrielle. Thank you. She says her ends are also undone, so I feel much better. The next pattern coming up is by Victoria Tizer. She is in the stitch with Vix on Instagram, so go give her a follow. And this is her bag. Isn't it gorgeous? So what she's done is taken the balls of yarn and broken them apart a little bit to specifically pull out these colors so that she can do a color work design on the front of the bag. It's a really good, useful size. Again, because we've been able to put 300 grams of yarn in there, and it's DK yarn, so it goes a really long way. And look, do you know what else? It's got an extra pocket inside it. That's how far the yarn goes. Not only can you make a good size bag, you can also put a pocket in your bag. So one of the things that I've seen a lot of people say is that we kind of repeat the same hook sizes a fair bit, which I think is a factor of, so what it comes out of is I always want to make sure that there's enough yarn in each box to make like a meaningful size project. So that kind of limits us to at the most kind of an Aran weight, because the amount of yarn that you, like 300 grams worth of yarn just about squeezes in the box when it's DK. You start to struggle when it's Aran, so you'd end up with only 200 grams or so if it's Aran or chunky, and then pretty much all you can make is hat, mitts, things like that, so you end up repeating projects. So that then means that the hooks that go with that yarn is generally tends to be in the range that you would use for like a sport weight DK Aran weight yarn. So that's why we've not had a lot of, say, 7mm hooks, because if we put in a super chunky yarn, there's not as much that you can do with that amount of yarn. I don't know if that makes sense. I've gone off on a tangent. Anyway, back to business. Buffy says the beauty of having different designers curating the box, they can put exactly what they want in it and you get more of an idea of the individual. Plus it keeps it fresh and interesting. That's what we're aiming for. And I'm glad that you guys are picking up on that. So there was a third pattern. There still is a third pattern that I designed initially to go with these two patterns in the box using the yarn. It's a license pattern with a license that kind of goes with the hippy dippy vibe, but we hit a couple of snags with it at the last minute. We had to pull it and we replaced it with this cute little cowl, which you can make with this yarn. Really nice little cozy cowl that really makes the most of like a self-striping yarn. So that is in your booklet. So you've still got 3 patterns that you can make with your yarn in the booklet. The other pattern, I'm still working on it. There's some back and forth between me and the brand. I'm gonna get it to you. The video has already been recorded, so as soon as we have it, there's going to be an email go out to subscribers. So watch for your inbox. I'm thinking now probably maybe next week. It's one of those things where it's out of my hands and I can't. It was ready, but yeah. So, but we also have, because again, I've been listening to you, we put a garment in this pattern, in this box. So this is by Lauren Willis. So she's gone with the vibe of the box, but obviously you can't get a garment out of 300 yarn, so 300 grams of yarn. So she's used some standard plain DK, which is also from Signet actually. So you can crochet this little cardigan. She's included a really good size range, so whatever size you are, you'll be able to make it. It's got really cute little tulips and on it. It's really, really sweet, and it actually works up quite quickly. So you've got a garment. So yeah, I'm aiming to have one kind of bigger project now in every box that you can't necessarily make it from the yarn in the box, but it's as well as the 3 patterns that you can make with the yarn. So you're not losing anything, but you're getting that on top, if that makes sense. Andrea, looking forward to more fresh patterns. Said the regular ones. Yeah, just keeping it fresh is what it's all about at the moment. Just new things. And Di says, my top is fabulous. Did I make it? No, and it's not a top. It's a whole dress. And it has pockets. It's amazing. It's from Joni. They did a collab with Dorno Porter last year, and it went in a sale in my size, so I snapped it right up. It's sold out now, but I have seen it surface a few times on Vinted, so look out for it, because yeah, it's brilliant. It's so comfy and just the best thing. Oh, that's cool. Buff's making the cardigan, but with the yarn from the box and missing out tulips. Also works. Smart move. Yeah, I get from all the comments that you all love pockets. And Vix, hello, darling. How are you? Really good to see you. And yeah, so this is Vix who designed the bag. It's marvelous. So I think that's everything that was in the box, in the booklet. So officially now you can all share your makes everywhere. If you post anything on Instagram, make sure you tag us so we can share it. If you are on Instagram, please double check that you are following us, because our account got deleted. Thanks, Instagram. We still don't know why. Yeah, our account got deleted. So please, if you were following us, you might not now be following us because we had to start a new account. And the lovely Ashley of, you might know her as Lazy Daisy Jones. She is now running all of our Instagram. And yeah, so she's always on the lookout for your makes that she can showcase in the booklet and all that kind of stuff, and on the grid. So anything you're doing that you are proud of and that you want us to share, it doesn't necessarily have to be directly Crochet Society related, just anything that you think that your fellow Crochet Society members would enjoy, tag us and we love to see it. Christina is going to place her order. I would say if you are thinking of ordering this box, be speedy, because we don't have a lot left. This one's been really, really popular. We've only just put it up for sale and we already have sold, sorry, I think over half of the stock that we did have over. And we are getting, so that's probably going to sell out in the next couple of days, I would have thought. Oh, yeah. Ashley's on it. Crochet Society, hashtag Crochet Society stars on Instagram, and we'll work on it. Where was I? Yeah, so this box, there's not a lot. So if you want it, get it now. It's not going to go on in the sale. It's going to be gone in the next couple of days. And obviously, the best way to make sure you get a box is to subscribe. I know I would say that. It's my job. But when you subscribe, you get it cheaper. These are selling out much faster now, so they're not likely to go in the sale. And in fact, we're getting close. I know I said this last time, but we are even closer than we were to having to put the wait list on subscriptions again. I think we've got room for maybe another 20 subscribers on the next box, and it doesn't close for over a month. So if you like the look of what I'm about to show you, you are going to want to subscribe sooner rather than later. Really, really quickly before I go, question from Andrea: will you be reducing all the plastic items in future boxes? Yes, so I don't want any single-use plastic in these boxes. I don't know why these bags were in this one. They weren't in any of the samples that I received, so that's been fed back to our manufacturers. We don't want that. There's no point in putting a tape measure in a plastic bag to put it in a box. I don't know what they were thinking. And like I say, they weren't in the versions that I was sent to check. So yeah, that's been fed back and will be being fixed. In terms of some things, plastic is sometimes the best material for a given use. So, for example, those retractable tape measures, you can't make a retractable tape measure that doesn't have any plastic in it. You can make the outer without plastic, but the tape measure itself inside needs to be plastic to be flexible enough. So there are always going to be some things that are plastic, and obviously, you know, it's acrylic yarn. There will always be acrylic yarn on the table, but we do mix it in with cotton and stuff like that. So yeah, in terms of single-use plastic, I don't want it in there at all. But plastic items, I think, are kind of an inevitability. I will choose non-plastic where I can, but sometimes there's not other options, if that makes sense. Okay, so oh, she said no, the big bulky extras. No, we're concentrating on the crochet stuff. It's yeah, this kind of box is where we are moving forward. So I can, let me just think about what's in the others. Yeah, so this one. Sneaky peek. The main, well, there's yarn in here, obviously. There is something in here that isn't yarn. And that thing is not a big, bulky, nonsense, non-crochet related thing. It is very much a handily sized, very specifically crochet related thing, I promise. So here's your sneaky peek. I'm turning it so you can see how it catches the light, because instead of the gold foil, we've kind of gone for an iridescent, which I just think is really, really pretty. And I'm not sure how obvious it is from the vibe, from the design, what the inspiration was, but it's a bit of a pun, kind of, almost. What I can show you is who the designer is, and it's Rosina Plain. Rosina Plain has designed a whole box for us. She's done 3 patterns, and you know what Rosina is good at, right? You know what she's good at. I'm not opening it. It is pretty. It's very, very pretty. I can't stop staring at it just like that. But no, I'm not. Well, maybe I can. How much am I going to show you? More clues. You want more clues than the fact that it's Rosina? Right. Someone have a guess at. You know what Rosina Plain is renowned for and is really, really good at. Someone drop it in the comments, and if anyone gets it right, I'll share it. So what I can do, to make sure everything's covered by the tissue, I can show you inside the lid. That's what you're getting. Oh. Oh, Rosina's with us. Hello, darling. And she knows. I would hope so as well. You did all the patterns. So as you can see behind me, I kind of do box by box. So this was the last one. So that's 41, that's 42, that's 43. 44 and 45 are hiding behind these cushions right there. So you definitely can't see those ones. But that's 43. That's Rosina's box. That's Rosina's booklet that's already gone to print, and it's already brilliant, and I'm really, really excited about it. And maybe someone's guessed what the theme might be. Maybe. Yeah, so that doesn't give away too much, but like the yarn in this one, it's a type of yarn we've not done before. Well, it's kind of the base yarn we haven't done before, but the way that we've done it, we haven't done before. The colours are colours that I personally enjoy, but Rosina chose them, and I was very happy when she did. Yeah, it's a really nice box, and I don't know what else I can tell you about it, except that if honestly, genuinely, I'm not messing with you. I'm not saying this just because this is where I work and I have to say it. We are very, very close to the limit of the number of subscribers that we can have on the next issue, because obviously, as you can see, it's already been made. We've already printed all the booklets, we've already made all of the boxes, so we can only have as many subscribers as we physically have boxes, and we're very close to that limit. So if you want to get it, make sure you subscribe. crochetsociety.co.uk. I'm not being too pluggy, I promise. But yeah, Donna, you are absolutely correct. Rosina is amazing. I have never seen anything from her that I didn't love, and this box is no exception. She's also doing the videos herself for these, so you know she is the expert on this, and you're not going to learn from anyone better. So Andrea, very excited. Yes, yeah, it's going to be and anyone who hasn't tried that technique before, don't be scared. As with anything in crochet, as soon as someone told me this, like, my mind was blown, but it's true. Pretty much once you've learned doubles and trebles, everything else is just a variation of those things that you do in different orders and into different places. So if you've got the basics down, the patterns that are in here are a range of difficulty levels and a range of sort of sub techniques, I guess we can say. Yeah, so don't be scared if you're more on the beginner end. Every single pattern in here is a lot of fun. Oh yes, yeah. And yes, I 100% agree. Rosina is amazing. On an entirely different note, feel free to drop any other questions you've got while I'm here. And yeah, Rosina, you are absolutely correct. It is much easier than it looks. So we have just a general crochet question, which I am always up for. So Di asks, I'm wanting to take my crochet on a flight, but I don't know if I'm allowed a hook on board. Well, as it happens, you know, I was saying none of my boxes are still intact because I've been using all the yarn. This is one of mine. And this here, I was just messing around with the yarn. It's sort of the start of a shawl. And I was doing that on a plane a couple of weeks ago. So yes, I was allowed. Now, that comes with the caveat, it always does, that it's always down to the discretion of the person on security. If they think that anything in your bag poses a threat, they are allowed to take it off you. So what I would always say is, the good thing about crochet is it doesn't matter. It's not like knitting. You know, if you have to take it off the needles, it can unravel. So you're fine with that. If you're a knitter, I would say don't travel with something that you're worried will unravel, like a really intricate lace shawl or something like that. Don't travel with your favorite hook, because if it does get taken off you, you don't want it to be your favorite. But I always have a project with me when I fly, and I've had my needles taken off me once, and that was knitting, and I was knitting socks on really fine needles. I've never had a crochet hook taken off me at all. Probably a wooden hook is safer than a pointy metal one, maybe, but check the airlines regulations because they're all different. But like I say, I've never had trouble, and I always fly with a project. So yeah. Sean, yeah, never done it before. We're going to push you to a new level. That is what we are all about, my darling, and we are not going to leave you high and dry either. So we've got video tutorials, we've got all of our patterns go through like the best tech editor in the world, Amy Girton, who we had on our podcast. So you can listen to it, my little chat with her on the Crochet Society podcast, which is on all of your podcast apps. Yeah, we try and make it as enjoyable a process as possible. I think I've covered just about everything, unless anyone has any more questions for me at all, or if you want to, do you want a closer look at anything that I've shown, or do you just want to spend more time staring at how the light catches the iridescence on this box, because it's so pretty. Oh, question, any word on more podcast eps? I have had a bit of a drought, but I literally just finished recording one with the delightful Heather Gibbs, literally just before this. We recorded at 6 and then I was live at 7. So I'm aiming to get that one edited in the next couple of days and up by next week. So yeah. Oh, Di missed the first project. This one, it's a blanket. It's a really nice blanket, if I do say so myself. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the first one you can make. So this uses, I would say, probably 85% of the yarn in the box. I deliberately left some over. So yeah, you can get cracking with a blanket. And I think I get to take this back home with me now. I've left it in the office this whole time. Oh, one other thing is I did some bonus patterns which have already gone out to subscribers on email. If you didn't get the email, check it. They're on the website. You can get them. You just use the same, I think it's the same passcode as is in the book, but with 23 at the end of it, I think. It tells you what password to use on the page. The bonus patterns, which I have taken home with me because I haven't planned well, I did like a little rainbow and a little sun, just like little flat stuffies, and they use the eyes that are in the box. And so if you make one of the bigger projects and you've got yarn left over, they're perfect for it. So yeah, there's 2 bonus patterns which are on the website. Di says, what were the eyes for? So the eyes originally were for the project that I said is currently on hold, which, like I say, I had it all ready. The video's recorded. It was in the book, and then we didn't get sign off. So I'm reworking it at the moment. So that's what the eyes were originally for, but you can also use them for the bonus patterns, the sun and the rainbow, which are on the blog. So if you've got this box and you've got the password for the videos, you can get the bonus pattern. Oh, Laurie wants to make the bag. Can I hold it up again? Yes, indeed. So here's the bag by Fix. So that's the whole of it. That's the front and that's the back. It's got a panel that goes all the way around the side and is used for the handle. The front has got some colour work on it. Just a lovely little heart in the middle of a flower. And inside the bag is a pocket. It's very, very lovely. Yeah. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for, honestly, I don't want to get like all emotional and all of that nonsense, but the reception that you've given this box has just blown me away, and I'm so delighted and honestly relieved, because I was terrified. I was like, oh, I'm like, you know, because Sarah Jane's always been such a big part of the box, I was terrified that I wouldn't be able to bring you as good of a box as she does. And I'm just so happy that you like this one, and that you've all been so kind, and that you're kind with each other. And it just makes me feel like I've done a good job, and that's all I ever want to do. Because I know, you know, you put your trust in us to deliver you a surprise with every box. You don't know what you're getting, and I always want that to be a good surprise. So I'm glad we've done it this time, and I am absolutely 100% certain that you're going to love the next one as well, and the one after that, which is all, like I say, that the one after that is hiding behind here. Your September box is all back there, and also your October, November box is behind here. So those are all already done and dusted, and we've been listening. I'm trying to give you what you want, and yeah, I'm definitely in a place where I'm like excited to see what you guys think of every box now, and that's how it should be, right? Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for chatting. If you have any questions, fire them over to us on either like drop us a line on email to customer service. They're always there to help you out. And I'll see you. Oh, Donna has another question, which is very important, actually. Donna, is there an advent calendar? All I'm going to say is that if you're interested in an advent calendar, it might be worth sort of putting aside a similar amount of money at the similar amount of time, at the similar time of year as we did last year. Just saying. Yeah, yes, there's an advent calendar. There is. And I think it's one of those where we've kept everything you loved about the last one and added a couple of extra things that I am certain you're going to love. So yes, is the answer. That's all I'm allowed to tell you so far. I don't know an exact date, anything like that. It's going to be, we're working on basically the same like project timeline as we did last year. So we started working on it at the same time as we'd started working on it the previous year. So it's going to land around about the same time, but I don't know exact dates. Yeah, and it's going to be really good. And I'm doing something about it a little bit different that I think it's going to be a lot of fun and really good. And just, yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's Christmas all year round here. I cannot tell you how much Christmas is piled up all the way around the out of sight. So if anyone can do Christmas, it should be us. And yeah, so thank you so much, everyone. And once again, if you are interested in the advent calendar, best thing to do is make sure you are on the email list, because it will go out to the email list before it gets promoted anywhere else. If you are interested in this box, like I say, sign yourself up now, because we're running out of space, running out of, you know, nearly all of the boxes have been allocated, basically. And yeah, thank you so much. And I will, I'll see you all again very soon. Bye, guys.